Hi everyone, and welcome to the third grow longer using Sutton seeds. Now this week I did want to bring you something a little bit different, and I did mention oyster seeds, but I've just looked on the back of the packet and it says refrigerate for 2 weeks, so my apologies, but there is still time to actually sow them and get them ready for spring to plant out. I am going to bring you something different, but it is the beef and onion leaf. Right, so anybody who likes the taste of beef and onion, this is the one for you. We can sow all year round from January right through to December, and all we're going to do is sow them either in a tray, in pots. I might even do some in the actual cell blocks that I have, and then we just pop them inside. If you've got a propagator, pop them in there until they've germinated and on a nice sunny windowsill. So let's get sowing. I always sift the compost before using and remove any large bits that's actually in your compost, because if the seeds are underneath and there's large bits on top, they really won't come out. So there's just all this like debris and, as you can see, large lumps. So I don't chuck that away. I put that either in my compost bin or just pop it on the soil outside. So just checking through that there's no bits in there. So all I'm going to do today is just put them in here. And these are only shallow trays. Cells that I'm using. So I'm filling them up. And all I do just to pat them down, pat the soil down, making sure that there's no air pockets in there as I use the other trays there. That also gives a little bit more depth. I always give it a little water first before actually sowing the seeds, because if they're small seeds they will actually wash away too deep. So this is the beef and onion leaf, what we're actually sowing, and as you can see, from January right through to December, all year round. So they're the seeds. And all I'm going to do now is cover them with a thin layer of compost. I'm brushing along the top because I know they're well in there. So all I'm going to do now is just give them another water. And label them. So that's beef and onion plant. So it's actually on the 30th because I'm doing this Friday night to show you all for Saturday. And I'm going to pop these inside, pop them in a propagator. But like I say, you don't need a propagator. You can actually pop them on a bright windowsill. Now the next seed we're going to be sowing is the sweet peas from Suttons, and this is an old-fashioned scented mix, and you can sow right to the end of October. So we're okay, leave November and December out and start sowing from January again of next year. So all I've done here is I've pre-soaked my seeds just to soften them up a little bit. It does help germination. And I'm going to be sowing these in 9cm pots, 2-inch deep, and around 3 to 4 seeds per pot. Sweet peas actually need some depth to grow, and they've got long roots. So giving the compost a bit of a water first. Just making sure that there's no air pockets in there. And all I'm going to do is space them apart about 2 inches or so, and then put 3 to a pot. Just need a little bit more compost. And just covering them up. And then just gently firming them down with the top of the other pots. And we may as well use this water to give them another water in. Now these have to be between 55 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit to actually germinate. So I'm going to pop these indoors because I haven't got any heater out in the greenhouse. And then once they've started to germinate and come up, I shall bring them back outside and overwinter them in the greenhouse. All we have to do now is pop a label on saying that the sweet peas, old-fashioned scented variety, and the date that we actually sowed them, and that's the sweet peas done. I hope you've enjoyed that, everyone. So that's 2 more varieties of seeds sown this week. We've got the beef and onion plant and the sweet peas. So I'm taking these indoors to germinate, and then I'll let you know all the information on this post, so hopefully you'll join me. Until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye everyone.